Is this just fantasy? Heck no. This is Red Sonja, She Devil with a Sword, issue number 7. This is from March of 85. And as you can tell, this is the era of Red Sonja where she's got her kind of blue outfit on. So, not the chainmail bikini that people are so loyal to, but I feel like another iconic look. She's got a couple of good looks, and honestly, I really like this one. It's very simple, but I do like the kind of splash of color in it, the blue. And we have just a killer cover here. I really love this cover. Love the line work on it. Just yeah, great textures, great, and just it's dynamic, it's heroic, and she looks awesome. And this issue is a really good looking issue. This is drawn by Rudy Nebres. So Rudy Nebres is just a hell of an artist, and this one's called Harvest. I picked this one because I think the art in it is really good, but also because it's such an interesting story. It's kind of weird, and it's also kind of a classic form for both a Red Sonja story and a Conan story, in that they're coming from one adventure and they just happen across another. And that seems to be the format of most Conan and Red Sonja stories. Sometimes there's a bit of an ongoing arc, if you will, like the time, like, you know, when Conan is a pirate and that lasts for a while, or there's a war happening and Red Sonja's a mercenary or something in it. But most of these short form stories, these kind of one and dones like this, I feel like it's very common, especially in this era. And if you can get Rudy Nebres and Bill Mantlo to write it, like, I think you're gonna have a good time. Just really love the simplification of forms back here, but also these figures, these horses look great, and the colors look great. So we have Julianna Ferriter doing the colors, and Larry Hama's editing this. Yeah, so Harvest. So this one's interesting, folks. Also, get your GoBots. Yeah, so just like, I don't know. I could do an essay about just any one of these panels, and I am just a big fan. But basically, she's come across like this place that is being terrorized by brigands and bandits, and the reason that Red Sonja wants to get involved is because that's basically, at least in this continuity, her backstory is when she was a little girl, her family was killed by brigands, essentially. And so the fact that she sees innocent people attacked by, in a similar situation, she feels compelled to be involved. And so right away she ingratiates herself, at least to me, as like, okay, so she's not just a heartless barbarian. She has a moral code, and I really like that about it. But just, look at these great, like, I love just the wind whipping her hair, and I just love also the consideration of that. It's like her hair doesn't lie the same in every panel, especially when she's outside and it's windy, and it's just it's blazing around, but it still looks awesome. Yeah, and just these great panels. All the figure work is impeccable here. It's dynamic and yet believable, readable, and just, all the line work is great. And it's also clear that Rudy Nebres is, he's comfortable drawing anything, basically. And then here we have this really cool splash page. It's kind of a montage of these barbarians like hacking people up and burning houses. She's coming charging in to the rescue, and this guy's got a fucking baby. They're there's just there's dead people. There's women getting attacked. It is, yeah. This is a hell of a panel, hell of a page. Yeah, this guy's gonna kill that baby. And so then she comes in, and yeah, look at this bitchin' panel here with her, like, just her superimposed over this scene of her just like galloping in full speed and just cutting a dude down, and her just, yeah, so cool. Here she goes diving into the battle off of her horse. It's dynamic, it's action packed, it's fun, and she's just wreaking a terrible havoc on them. And all the while, like, just look at this nice hatching here, this nice feathering, like that voluminous hair. It's just all good. Rudy, you did it. And so after they drive them off, they kind of learn a little bit more about the situation, and that the people here are starving. And I'm not going to get too into it because like read it word by word, but there's some really grisly descriptions in this. Bill Mantlo held back not at all in that he's just describing that they are, it's just how horribly they're starving, and like how many people are dying, and just how like miserable the smell is and everything. It's just, he really went into it. It's a really horrific story. Yeah, she's a little bloodied up. And but yeah, the king's men, or like the ruler of the area, like show up, and they're like, "Hey, we'll meet you to the king because you showed up and saved the day." But the people here hate the king because he's hoarding all of their food, and they're starving. And but like these soldiers are super loyal to him, and so they decide, okay, I guess we'll go check out the king. And again, there's no shallow panels here. Look at this great castle. Really awesome. And he's drawing so many fucking people. And oh man, this stuff, I love this stuff. Yeah, it's so the simplification of these soldiers, the simplification of the forms here and the castle here, it just reads perfectly. I have no issues like telling what that is. And also, there's some interesting and very bold choices when it comes to the coloring at this point, where it's just about designating planes so that you can just read the scene. And here, yeah, we have this another more simplification of these forms. And it's also nighttime, so it's like less visibility. And yeah, we get, kind of a little bit of a backstory, and how the king got into magic to try to repel this invading force, but it doesn't quite work. And again, just really strong images all around. And then here we get our introduction to this king, who he kind of just seems like an old fool, but he's very protective of the country's wheat, but because he won't let the people have it, and he thinks that they're here to steal it. Yeah, cool design here. Yeah, great panel here, Sonja. Yeah, always a great panel. Jesus. Also, I love that, like, the colors here, they just continue even without like lines designating the squares. It just works. Yeah, Rudy, man, Rudy can't fail. I love this dancer dancing with the sword, and this band playing, and they're just hanging out here. The captain of the guards chilling with Sonja here. And I also love that her buddies here are like, I'm in love with Sonja, but like she doesn't like me like that. And her other friends like, yeah, like this guy's like, I want her to like me, and he's like, well, you gotta prove yourself to her, but also you can't, nobody can tell her how to feel about anything. So yeah, it's setting up a little of the dynamic of the group, out it both before this issue and then onward, and then everybody gets super drunk, but Sonja, she gets up, not as wasted as everybody else, and again, just no shabby panels. And then she wants a tour of the city, and like everybody's asleep, everybody's drunk, and then she goes out up to the parapet and she sees that these guys are invading. They're like wearing like wolf skins to kind of like shield themselves, or to kind of sneak in, and she raises the alarm. And yeah, but yeah, like there's arrows coming in people's necks. I also love that purple sky. And they're climbing up. And again, I think the color job is really accentuating his work, because like I can pour over this line work without it feeling like I'm missing anything. It's accentuating it. Yeah, and then they get up to the top of the wall, but they weren't expecting Sonja. And she just kicks this dude literally in the face. It's great. But like she's just one person and she's getting swarmed by tons of guys, and so her friends come to her aid, as well as other soldiers, and they fight them off, but they set fire to the wheat fields as they leave, because these guys are sons of bitches. And so yeah, they also killed the farmers struggling to bring in the harvest. It's a rough situation. It's like a terrible place that they've got stuck in. And yeah, they're like, this city is doomed, we should just leave. But she's like, but there's grain here, like these people don't have to die. But the king is like not letting anybody in. And then we get this amazing montage where it's like everybody's fucking dying. Beloved pets are slain and eaten. This guy's eating his own dog. People died by the score on the streets of the city, on the steps. Yeah, it's rough. Great splash though. Great images here. Yep. And to feed the gaunt and hollow-eyed children who soon expired anyway. Jesus. It is harrowing. And then yeah, things are just getting more and more desperate. And I just love that he's like, I'm just gonna put this glamorous yet despairing splash page with Sonja here amidst all this chaos. But hey, this is just a one-off story, and it's just got killer art in it. And like everybody's dying, wasting away, including even like the captain of the guard. And so Sonja's like, listen, what we're gonna do is we're going to go get to the grain silos, and we're gonna free it up for the people. Like, the king be damned. We're gonna save these people. But they find him like sleeping amongst the wheat that's in like the royal grain silo, and she's like, listen, everybody's dying, you asshole, come on. And so like they're gonna go to fight him, but like he like surprises her, and he's about to like freaking strangle her, but they pull him off, and they're like, listen, like, you're insane. But he's like, no, I'm not, because he keeps claiming that he keeps claiming magical powers. And then what happens is really unexpected, and sort of, is he leaves them, and he takes the wheat, this stalk of wheat, and he claims that there's magic in it, and then he calls out to the moon and casts a spell, because there's the Mongols kind of like waiting them out. And then as he casts this spell, like, men from he makes plant men, plant warriors. And they emerge from the fields and they massacre the Mongols here, or I think that's what they're called. They kill and they just massacre these dudes. And yeah, he just summons these plant men, and like, cool fantasy twist, honestly, because yeah, and they can't be killed, and so like they try to set fire to them, but then they just get consumed in the flames. And there's just a panel of a guy getting burned to death, and then boom, the king had used all of his power to summon these guys, and they're dead. Why he couldn't have done this sooner, I think it has to do with like the phases of the moon or something. I forget. I read this a while ago, folks. But basically, he had to wait until now to do it. But now the threat is gone, the king is dead, and hopefully the people can eat. And so yeah, they leave, and you know, this guy's like, I should have been more loyal to you. And he was, basically, until the very end. And then here we have, I think it's a Howard Chaykin pinup of Sonja, just in the back. I think this is a great issue of Red Sonja. And it's about, eventually it's about plant people, but like just killer art throughout. That Rudy Nebres, man. And just, yeah, gorgeous art and an interesting little story. It's great that it's one-off, and it feels pretty epic in scale, and it's, yeah, again, just a single issue. But I love it. And yeah, I also, again, I think it's a cool outfit. You know, it's still pretty scanty, you know, if that's what you're into. But it's just, it makes a little more sense than the chainmail bikini, because that just doesn't make any sense. It's just an iconic look, and who can argue with that? Anyway, hawking my comic that you should read, because I spent a lot of time on it. Sidequesters fantasy comic. It's fun. And then also Haxan, stories about magic. No plant monsters in them, but still stories of magic. But all this available on my website. Other comics and stuff available of mine. But that's all for now. Everybody, find a Rudy Nebres story out there and read it and enjoy it.